Sponsored by LearnGD.com. Learn graphics and digital video design online.
And it's funny because I wasn't able to remember what I'm going to tell you until right now because of my accident. My accident I was in a coma and all that shit. 2 blood clots, 8 broken ribs, all that. Pero long story short, to get back what I'm talking about.
And when I walked in, when Alex coming, I walked into the room and I saw Danny. I saw the same, oh my God, here we go again. I saw it wasn't for David that was there to help me, to hold me, because I just like, everything, I went drained, I mean, I just started crying and I go, oh my God, here we go again. I mean, because you always think the worst, Louis. I mean, I thought my son was gone, and I mean, God. But thank God, he salió, everything came out, came out of it.
And even though I did get in a dramatic accident and it f***ed my memory, I wasn't even able at this point to even, now that I'm able to have people even tell me, because I'm not even able to remember this, but I wasn't even able to remember my name, my real name, where I was at, what had happened, just all that stuff, all of the above. It was that bad. So for some reason, I must be right here speaking to you about this whole situation, and that's what's what.
And then now with the accident that he had 2 years ago, God, that was, God. When I walked in, I lost a son already. His brother, Danny's brother, Joseph, he passed away at the age of 15. And when I walked into the hospital and I saw his brother with all these, wires and everything connected, and when they called me, because they were looking for me because they couldn't find me, they didn't know where I lived. When I went to the hospital to see Danny, and I saw exactly the same thing. God, to Louis, you don't know what came through me, man. I mean, one of his friends was there, David. I mean, I just hugged him and started crying. Because I go, oh man, not again. Because I thought he was going to be a goner. I mean, he was on life support. I mean, you saw him just laying there. I mean, that's my mijo. Come on, you can't take my mijo away. And my God, Louis. But thank God, he came out of it, all my tias, and I mean, I'm sure his mom también, had everybody praying for him, and, I guess all the prayers, they all got together, and, I mean, at that time I saw all the love that people have for my son. I mean, I go, wow. I know Danny, everybody knew everybody, but ahí te dices cuenta who is who, in times like that. But, no, I mean, I remember that New Year's Eve, I spent the whole night with my son to say, Happy New Year, mijo. I was there the whole night with him, even though he was out, on life support, but, and, I mean, he was just out. I mean, he he wouldn't move. He was just laying there like in a coma, you know what I mean? And I thought it was a goner, because it happened, like the accident happened like on a Sunday night. You know what I mean? And that was when Christmas was on Friday, so Thursday night was New Year's Eve, that from that weekend. So he was there for like a whole week under life support, and so like the Saturday, Sunday, that's when he came out of it. But no, man, it's like I was just praying, don't take another son from me. I supposed to go, not him. But hey, man, God was on his side, and but that was scary. That really. God. Oh yeah, well, they kept saying that, they just had to wait. They just had to wait because, he went into a coma. We had to wait, to see what was going to come out, and I mean, everything, I mean, it was just a thing of waiting. That's all it was. That's what they told us. It's just a thing of waiting. They would do tests and this and that and, all this stuff. And we just had to wait and wait. Finally, when he opened his eyes, man, I mean, word got out. It's like, man, put it on the Goodyear blimp. Danny's awake, and man, we all ran over there and, and getting him back because he lost a lot of his memory. He went through a lot. We had him at the rehab over here in Downey, where, he had to remember how to say his name and, all, like starting all over. So, we went through a long process with Danny. It was, God. I mean, we went through a lot with Danny, and...
Who called you to let you know?
His friend Alex. His friend Alex, he went to where I used to live. I was living here. he went to the apartments where I was living at, and he told the landlord, you know, I wasn't living there no more because I was living here on Gerhardt. And he goes, I'm looking for the dad. You know, Danny, his son had a bad blah, 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 you know, whatever. So the landlord gave me my cell, and he calls me. It was a Monday. I was here at the house. And oh, my car was in the shop, so I was waiting for my ride to get here to take me to pick up my car. One of my friends, I go, you know what, take me to the general hospital, because I got to go Monday morning. So there I got there, and right away, and Alex, his friend, called me, and like I said, and he met me at the door, and he just gave me a rundown of what was going on, and after that, that's when the nurse, you know, paperwork and all this, but Alex called me, his friend, so I thank him a lot.
And Danny said that even the priest had given him his last rites?
Yeah, the priest went and everything. The priest showed the priest from the church, from the hospital. I wasn't there when it happened. His mom was there, but yeah, the church went because we thought he wasn't gonna, you know, he wasn't coming out of it, you know, and it was, you know,
At this moment, I'm able, obviously, because people that were with me when I got in that accident had told me what's what, that were with me at that moment, you know, but I'm able to know that I was at this place partying, at that place having a drink, at this place this, that. But to tell you, oh yeah, I remember I turned on that street. Nothing. Not even able to remember, oh yeah, I remember the accident. Nah, all I remember is that instead of where they pump gas, where you actually pump it, where that when you plug that back up in, instead of crashing into that, all I remember is that I turned the wheel. That's all I'm able to remember. And boom, crashed, hit a big pole, not a little skinny pole, and I ended up getting into a coma. And instead of them just taking me to the hospital that was down the street, that's why I had to go all the way to General Hospital, because I needed a brain trauma center. So it was that serious. Yeah.
How long were you in the coma for?
In the coma for about 4 or 5 days. In the hospital altogether for about 2 months, and I want to say about 2 weeks. And the doctors had even told my mom, your son's living a miracle, because we had just finished telling you not even a week ago that your son was going to be getting released from the hospital. It's looking at about a year to a year and a half at this point. And they were just tripping out in amazement, like, you know.
How bad was your body?
Shit, it was bad.
Swollen?
Yeah, well, I'm not even able to remember that I was swollen, but I seen pictures, and even though when my brain had came back, because even though I woke up from the coma, I wasn't able to, oh yeah, you know what, I'm back from the coma. How you doing? Good to see you, uncle. I was lost. I remembered my homeboys from my hood, as that trips me out, especially my close homeboys. I remembered my close family, obviously my mom, my brothers, my dad, like that, you know, things like that, people like that. But yeah, it was a pretty bad situation. Okay, the day that I left the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know that it felt like weird just to see the outside, but it was even weird just to drive in a car with my tia Angelita, which is my aunt Angelina, my mom's little sister. I'm real close to her while I was growing up. She's the one that took me. But to get back to what I was telling you, see how it slipped my mind like that. When I woke up from the coma, I wasn't able to be back cool 100%. I was having conversations with a blank chair, with a chair and no one was sitting there, and I was naming 2 people that had got reminded of me. Naomi, that was like my tia. She watched me grow up since I was 13 years old, let me live in her house and all that. She's resting in peace already. And I named her. And another person is my homeboy Downer, big Downer, Rudy, and he's busted. And I was talking to him, and my own homeboys and family were asking the doctor, hey, is he ever gonna come back to normal again? And only time will tell is what the doctors had always told them, you know? And so it was that serious.
There's occasions where people say that when they're in a coma, that they experience something. Whether they meet a dead family member, they see a light. Do you remember anything?
No, and that's so crazy though that you brought that up, because for some reason I said that lady's name and I looked at her I'm pretty much like a full blown family member. I'm not gonna say a full blown mom, but she used to look after me almost like a full blown mom. So I looked at her at least like a good aunt, and she wasn't, but she passed away. So who knows? At this point, I'm not able to remember. But at that point, my mind was so messed up, and I brought her name up, and I was speaking to a blank chair. So who knows if her soul or her spirit was there, and I was able to see that at that time. That's why she got brought up. But it was weird, because even her daughter, Erica, had went in to see me in the hospital. She's like a full blown cousin of me. I got nothing but love and respect for her and her whole family from her other sisters and stuff like that. Long story short, I had even asked her, also, tell your mom I said hi and this and that when she was leaving the hospital. And she didn't say, oh, my mom's dead. She just went along with it until now when I'm able to ask her about the whole conversation. She even tells me and asks me, do you remember when you had said so and such about my mom or this and this and that? And I said, no. And she goes, wow, this is what happened. And I'm just like, obviously what that tells me is that it wasn't just a fake thing. It was really held close to my heart, the friendship that I had with her and the relationship. Because, it must have happened for some reason. So
you had other passengers with you in the car?
Yeah.
And how'd they end up? They made it out?
They were cool because they had their seatbelt on. And I had no seatbelt on, crashed going about 80 miles per hour. When I had asked the passenger, which her name is Alyssa, she had her seatbelt on. Her cousin was in the back, Selena. When she said when I crashed, I went straight. My head hit the windshield first. I came back, and then I hit the I think it's the dash or something like that, where the air conditioner comes out. And that's why where this tattoo's at, you can see coming up, there's like 2 lines. And those 2 lines are scars, just that you can see real quick from that accident, from the air conditioner. These scars on my head right here are also from the thing. These scars over here. I got a couple little ones. I don't got any dramatic looking scars, but I'm just glad to be alive, But yeah, it wasn't really dramatic. Just because you can't see a little scar, you say, that's nothing. It was pretty serious. Blessing me with some, something else.
Okay, you're gonna have to open your eyes a little bit since they're like a little bit red right now. Okay, let me have you to the angle or something like that. And then turn your head this way. There you go.
Since you look a little dopey. I'm sorry.
I was out of fucking
That's it.
Just relax, man. Relax. Keep it calm to yourself. No?
Oh yeah. Let me have a few more.